So, as I do, I was thinking about, I'm currently uploading Smash Bros. Ultimate videos. Peaches, they take place on Peach's Castle. I guess for whatever reason, I had a bunch of duplicate files that just duplicated themselves for no real reason at all. Because I've already had 16 duplicated videos. And I'm like, why did it do this? And it makes sense because all of these videos are Peach's Castle videos. But there's no indicator that they've been duplicated, except for the video themselves. But the way I have to upload it to YouTube, I can't actually watch the video. So, I mean, I could watch the video, but for some reason, the app I watch the videos in, which is the app that saves everything in my computer, just decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and not let you upload this to YouTube. Says I have a YouTube button, but oh no, something went wrong. Which is the error phrase I keep getting. So, tell me what went wrong, otherwise I will punch you. If it were a person if I went to the bank and I went in to put in some money and it's like, something went wrong, it's gone. And it's like, what do you mean something went wrong? What went wrong? It's like, something went wrong. I've just been like, boy. So, yeah. But I'm uploading Smash Bros. Ultimate videos as I do. And now I'm watching Arrow again. One, I have an idea for some awesome... I'm going to upload some videos later so that way I can make a little bit of a longer video, but I have an awesome idea for the Arrowverse or whatever. But right now, I also uploaded a video recently, a theory on Emiko Queen being from Earth 2. Go check that out. Hopefully, that theory is correct by the time the Arrowverse comes back on. I don't know when that is, but it hasn't come back on yet. Today is January 3rd, I believe. 4th. But it's 3:38 a.m., so I mean... for all intents and purposes, it's January 3rd. But it's January 4th right now. You might have noticed my sleeping schedule's off the walls, so... I took my meds earlier, which is why I'm a little tired, but... Otherwise, I'm just tossing and turning as usual. So, just walk around in circles. And that annoys my parents when I'm talking to them and just walking around in circles. I can't help it. But they just staring at me like, can you just sit down? I'm like, boy, my legs feel the need to walk. Otherwise, I get all shaky and jittery. So, whatever. But, now that I think about it, I should probably sit down for you guys, huh? The show has started to feel disconnected from everything else. I mean, sometimes they fix that, but I feel like they should start making more references to other characters, like, how about, for instance, the introduction of Season 2, Episode 4, The Crucible, just actually called Crucible, with the big character introduction for that one, who, I don't know how long he lasted. I'm rewatching the show so I can remember things that I may have forgotten. And I don't remember this guy at all, but his name is the Mayor, and he's not the Mayor, but he calls himself that. Basically, his deal is, he essentially has a god complex. He's better than everyone else because he has the bigger toys, that kind of thing. That's not exactly a god complex, but it works for me, really. So that's basically his thing. Want to make more references to characters like Raish, the Mayor, Deathstroke. Deathstroke may not be on the table, though. I'm hoping Warner Brothers stops being idiotic pretty soon and puts Deathstroke back on. Like, okay, not letting certain characters be in the show, that's one thing. Taking certain characters away, that crosses the line. A line I'm not too happy that they crossed quite a few times. But whatever. Make more references to the Suicide Squad. More references to Deadshot. More references to Deathstroke. Just their previous encounters. And also, one of the first big Arrowverse crossovers, which was back when it was just Arrow and Flash, it was Heroes vs. Villains, and it was setting up... I don't remember what it was actually called, but they were calling it Heroes vs... Oh, it was Legends of Today and Legends of Yesterday or something. But it was the one that was the setup for Legends of Tomorrow, back when that show was a bit better. I still think it's a good show, but it doesn't fit in with anything. That's a story for another time, okay? But basically, in that crossover, Felicity's like, "You didn't tell me Zoom broke your back," and then hits Barry a little bit, and it's like, "Sorry," and then Barry says something along the lines of like, "Is she always this temperamental?" Which is weird because she knows him, and the Green Arrow makes a joke. It's like, more broken bones from her than from Deathstroke. One, that joke seemed really out of character to me. Why a joke about Deathstroke? He killed your mom? Doesn't seem like he's the joking topic. And then two, Barry shouldn't even know who Deathstroke is. When has he encountered Deathstroke? I remember he nearly encountered No, he didn't actually, because the Scientist was way before that. Scientist was like, what, episode 7? I don't know. Episode 7 of season 2. That's when Barry Allen was first introduced, and then in Three Ghosts, which is whatever's after Scientist, that's when Barry leaves, and I thought he had a near encounter with Deathstroke, but that was way before. See, this is why I'm rewatching the shows, because I'm getting shit twisted already. So I think that they really, like, recently they've started doing a really good job with that on Arrows, like, reminding us of everything that they've been through, making this really one big story that's intertwined with a bunch of other stories. It's like... It's like Gotham, or a Smallville. I was really excited to see how these characters came to be. I was excited to see... Now, I haven't watched a whole lot of Smallville because my dad lended his copies of everything to a friend or whatever. She basically treated them like they were coasters. In fact, I think my dad said that she actually used them as coasters. So, I mean, that was great. So, most of them in Season 4 don't work, so that's basically as far as I've gotten. Like, it's amazing, because consistently everything after Season 4 is just trash. But basically what I was watching is, I was like, at first I was like really happy to see how Clark Kent becomes Superman. And then I was really happy to see how Bruce Wayne becomes Batman in Gotham. And I was like, it doesn't really matter, though, because this doesn't lead to anything. Yeah, I guess it's cool to see, but the transformation doesn't lead to anything, because this isn't connected to the comics, this isn't connected to the Arrowverse. And so it's just supposed to be the stories of all these characters to give you an idea of what happens. You still have to fill in the blanks. Quite a bit. So that doesn't really matter. That's not where the enjoyment comes from, I find. Oh, would you look at this? Another duplicate. I'll be right back with you guys. This may take even longer, and I may be in a completely different location that may be jarring. But there was a dog that was barking, and it didn't sound like any of my dogs. So I think there's a dog in my house that shouldn't be here. So I'll be right back. I'm going to approach the rabid dog. I'm going to link that in the description, hopefully. I may forget. Just remind me. Just remind me, because that shit's hilarious. Back on topic. Nope, it's just the nurse dropping stuff. Okay, I need to lock my door. The nurse dropped something on her foot in an extremely comic fashion. She's okay, though. Okay, so we're going to upload a video on Green Greens. It has Mario and Bayonetta. I don't think there should be Bayonetta, right? It's going to have a very long title, because if this is another duplicate, I don't want to go through the work of making a title, so it's just going to be SSBU in the description, and Soupy! And don't get me wrong, I'm fine with them streamlining bits of the crossovers to not really need the stuff of the past, with a few things thrown in there. But I mean, those things that they throw in there, they explain in the crossover. Like, when Tommy Merlin died, that was a big deal for Oliver, which is never referenced in the rest of the show, so, I mean, there's that. But with the one exception, Tommy Merlin. The actor was there for Tommy Merlin, so I thought in the new one of the newer episodes in season 6, I think it was, I thought Tommy Merlin was going to be there, and I was kind of disappointed to learn that it was the human target. I'm gonna have to cut this down a little bit. But I was a bit disappointed to learn it was the human target, so I was like, well, that's fine, I guess. But apparently, I hope this means that the actor would be cool to come back on as like the actual Tommy Merlin, and not the Earth X version, because again we saw the actual Tommy there too. But see, what I was going to say earlier is even when they reintroduce older elements and make reference, they explain it right away, and I'm fine with that for the crossovers because those are supposed to be these big. They don't. They seem to treat those as if they're movies, and I certainly buy them as if they are. I have the Flash season 4 like DVD set or whatever. And the only thing that sucks about that is it has Crisis on Earth X. The reason that sucks is it has like part part 2 or something. It's like that's not Crisis. That's Crisis Part 2. So I already have like all of the crossovers on my phone though. The big ones like Heroes vs. Aliens, I think it's called Invasion, and Crisis on Earth X. I hate when the marketing calls it one thing, but the actual name is something else. Then it just confuses the crap out of me. But anyways, you see what I'm saying? Is when Tommy Merlin of Earth X came by, they just basically... Barry Allen serves as the people who didn't watch the rest of the show. Barry Allen is like, who's Tommy Merlin? And then Sarah Lance says, Oliver's best friend growing up. And it was like, well, see, you just explained it for me. I really gotta go, guys. Bye. But you guys get my point, right?